India, Russia, China, Brazil and South Africa form one of the world's most important economic blocs. The BRICS Heads of State and Government Summit in South Africa's Johannesburg seeks to widen its influence and push for a shift in global geopolitics. Yesterday, Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping flanked South African President Cyril Ramaphosa for a family photo at the leaders' retreat. However, now the question is, will the Indian Prime Minister and the Chinese President hold talks on the sidelines of the summit? In recent years, the border between China and India has become the site of growing tension. Chinese aggression has sparked clashes along the mostly rugged, mountainous border, known as the line of actual control. Amid Xi Jinping's territorial ambitions, both sides have increasingly militarised their border policies and show no indication of backing down. The situation on the border remains tense due to China's violation of norms. Beijing and New Delhi are hardening their positions on either side of the line of actual control. India is firm. Peace and tranquility in the border area is essential. New Delhi says it's fully prepared and committed to protecting sovereignty and dignity. Xi skipped a BRICS business forum despite the president of counterparts Cyril Ramaphosa, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and Indian PM Modi. The Chinese Commerce Minister read Xi Jinping's message, which stated emerging countries are being blocked and suppressed. At the BRICS Business Summit, Prime Minister Modi described India as a welcome destination for investment.
इस बात में कोई संदेह नहीं कि आने वाले वर्षों में भारत विश्व का ग्रोथ इंजन होगा। ये इसलिए है क्योंकि भारत ने आपदा और मुश्किलों के समय को आर्थिक सुधार के अवसर में परिवर्तित किया। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में हमने मिशन मोड में जो रिफॉर्म्स किए हैं, उनसे भारत में ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में लगातार बढ़ोतरी हुई है। हमने कंप्लायंस बर्डन को कम किया है, रेड टेप को हटाकर रेड कारपेट बिछा रहे हैं।
Putin decided against attending in person, as he is the target of an international criminal court arrest warrant that South Africa is, in theory, bound to enforce. Addressing the business forum, the Russian president said BRICS works for global majority. He said Russia would remain a reliable food supplier to Africa and was finalising talks on providing free grain to a group of African countries, as he promised at a summit in St. Petersburg last month. The promise came after Russia pulled out of a deal that had enabled Ukraine to export grain from its Black Sea ports. After the grain deal exit, it repeatedly bombed Ukrainian ports and grain stores, leading Kyiv and the West to accuse it of using food as a weapon of war. BRICS was founded as an informal club in 2009 to provide a platform for its members to challenge a world order dominated by the US and its Western allies. Its creation was initiated by Russia. As per UN data, the BRICS grouping represents more than 1/4 of global GDP and 42% of the world's population. Significantly, BRICS have seen their economic influence increase over the past decades as drivers of global growth, trade and investment. The bloc operates by consensus. All the BRICS countries are part of the G20 of major economies. Some 50 other leaders who are not BRICS members, including Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and Indonesian President Joko Widodo, are also attending the South Africa talks. At least 40 countries have shown interest in becoming members, with 23 having submitted their applications. Some of the countries aspiring to be BRICS members include Argentina, Bangladesh, Bahrain, Cuba, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, Nigeria and Saudi Arabia. Bloc aspirants view BRICS as an alternative to global bodies viewed as dominated by the traditional Western powers. And they hope membership will unlock benefits, including development, finance, and increased trade and investment. Dissatisfaction with the global order among developing nations was exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, when life-saving vaccines were somewhat hoarded by rich countries. More on this, our correspondent Colden Ongmu joins us live from Johannesburg. Colden, lovely to see you. Tell us what's on the agenda for today.
Well, Oliver, currently, or day 2 of BRICS Summit, there is closed plenary session of the leaders that's going on. It's under BRICS and Africa dialogue. But earlier this morning, actually, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi did have his bilateral meeting with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. Currently, as we speak, if you can see behind me, we're in the media room, and in these big projectors that you can see, they just show us glimpses of visuals when the leaders trickle in. We just saw actually Chinese President Xi Jinping making his way in. It's a closed door session, but later today there is an open plenary session where the leaders will be making remarks as well. So after that, the BRICS leaders again will have the meeting, closed door meeting with the business forum and also women in business. After that, they will be making their closing remarks. Later towards the day, we have a media briefing by the host chair, that's President Cyril Ramaphosa, will be briefing the media, and of course I think we will get an opportunity to ask him some questions. The most important question is, as everybody wants to know, whether the Chinese President Xi Jinping and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be meeting today. What we have heard actually from the sources from the Indian side is there will not be bilateral meeting, but this is not confirmed as yet. I spoke to one of my sources who said that Modi and Xi Jinping may not have a formal talk. So that is what we are getting as of now. But as the day progresses, if there are any developments, I will definitely inform the channel. But the Indian officers, they said they're still working on Modi's program. But however, today, apart from having a bilateral meeting with Cyril Ramaphosa, President of South Africa, he does not have any open slots. Tomorrow, he has 2 or 3 open slots, but there are other leaders from the African countries that have sought bilateral meetings, but nothing has been confirmed as yet.
Colden Ongmu joining us live from Johannesburg. Many thanks.